They say that happiness is pretty simple.
This is like a perfect example of how my brain works.
Someone to love, something to do, something to look forward to.
I've been meaning to fix this and film me fixing this.
I just wish they had been more specific.
Someone once told me, only you can prevent forest fires. And I think to myself, what does that even mean? The person who told me that was a bear in pants. His name is Smokey. My senior project was the last time I created something for myself. It was the last time I wrote something for myself. I turned that in 7 years ago. Since then, I have lost every piece of my video portfolio from college. I worked for 4 years on all that material, and it was all lost. Luckily, I have rediscovered the entirety of my senior project. I rediscovered the pre-production material, the footage, and the BTS photos as well. I've had a creative block ever since I finished my film degree, which is something of an oxymoron because I proceeded to have a successful videography career. There have been plenty of times where I would start to film and then just never do anything with the footage. I have gigabytes upon terabytes upon terabytes of data, but almost none of it has seen the light of day. The only thing I posted was a clip of my hockey team during the height of the pandemic and a lens test of my cats. I've never had the motivation to actually finish a project. I would have plenty of it to go out and film something, but never enough to go edit the footage together. Today, and for the next couple of months, I'm going to change that. When I first built this workbench, it was meant to house my video equipment. When I moved to a house, I wanted to be able to start filming product videos here. My first video job out of college was working for Chewy.com, the online pet retailer. I was originally hired as a production assistant and hand model, but eventually moved up to videographer. And there we worked on these videos that we called easy videos. And the purpose was to show off these pet products in relation to the size of the human hand. If you ever bought something off Amazon and it was the wrong size, like what happened to us when we first set up the studio, we bought tiny trash cans. But the purpose of the videos, these videos that we were creating, was to prevent that thing from happening, to prevent the problems from happening. But part of what we did is we had overhead shots. And so since I want to focus more on getting back into product videography, I needed to build a rig. Unfortunately, I don't have the space for C-stands or anything like that, so I had to come up with something to fit on this table. This isn't going to work. For one, it's not stable. Any bump into the stand will cause this to wobble and it will keep moving for a while. I bet most of you by now are saying, just use a C-stand. Sadly, I don't have a C-stand, nor the budget to purchase one currently. I borrowed this pole from my work studio to test this out. I needed a new plan. The knuckle and rod just weren't stable enough. So it was back to YouTube and the internet to find something that would work and wouldn't break the bank. I searched for a couple of weeks until I came across this video.
Thanks to a fellow filmmaker and photographer out there, I think I might have found the rig that's going to help me level up my overhead shots.
This is exactly what I needed. A few days later, the rig arrived. doesn't look bad at all. This looks really good, considering. So what's really cool is that it looks amazing here on the screen. It's not as wobbly as it was with the one arm overhead thing that I used. It turns out with the ball head hanging upside down, my camera was too heavy and causing it to fall forward and get off center. To fix this, I had to rotate the monitor head. It was a bit painful. With the ball head on top, the camera was able to stay in position. I was ready to start testing. Here's a test shot where I interact with items on the bench. As you can see, there's a bit of camera shakiness due to the bench being on wheels and the arm being so high up. A little stabilization in post will fix it right up. Here's the same shot again, but with stabilization turned on. Here is the same clip, side by side. The one on the right is unstabilized. I first started this video with plenty of motivation, but what I've found out is that motivation can only get you so far. What you need is discipline, the mental fortitude to continue on with work when motivation has run out. This discipline is helping me complete this video. That is something I've struggled with for a long time when it comes to my personal projects, is the discipline to finish these things and to see it through to the end. Only you can make something happen. Only myself can make my things happen. Only you can prevent forest fires. So now that my rig is done and ready to go, what I need to do is work on my lighting. And for that, I have planned a lighting panel that I'm going to build out of an old TV and some LED lights. So keep an eye out for that video in the future. Until then, adios. Gross, no one wants to see that. So this is my overhead rig. Oh my god.